Good morning. Thank you for watching. Another beautiful Lord's Day. Man, it's a little cool out here this morning. Got our, I think it's probably our first frost out here. So everything will start dying off and leaves changing. And beautiful time of the year. This morning, let's get on our sick list here. We need to pray for Lisa Simons, Nikki Alonzo, Brenda Elkins, Kathy Blair, Daphne Anderson, Ken Jones, Mary Mason, Hillary Davenport, Jimmy Mingle, Terry Parham, Benny Blair, Kathy Smith, Alice Davis, Eddie Nichols, Corey Davenport, Faye Ferguson and John Ferguson, Carolyn Zay, and Daphne Anderson. She's starting a new treatment this past week. She started on it Wednesday, I think. We need to pray that this treatment will work and she'll get better. Please continue praying for the hurricane victims and all the folks down there suffering loss from the hurricane. This morning we're going to be talking a little bit about man's troubles and what comes next. And we're going to get our lesson from Job 14. Poor Job, he had a hard time. Job 14. A man is born, a woman is of few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. And doth thou open thine eyes upon such one, and bringest me into thy judgment with thee? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Turn from him that he may rest, till he shall accomplish as an hireling in his day. For there is hope of a tree if it be cut down, and it will sprout again, and the tender branch thereof will not cease. For the root thereof wax old in the earth, and the stalk thereof die in the ground. Yet through the scent of water it will bud and bring forth boughs like a plant. But man dieth and wasteth away. Yeah, man gave up the ghost, and where is he? As the waters fall from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so man lieth down and raiseth not till the heavens be no more. They shall not wake, or be raised out of their sleep. O thou that wouldest hide me in the grave, that thou wouldest keep my secret until the wrath be past, and thou wouldest appoint a set time and remember me. If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time I will wait till my change come. Thou shalt call, and I shall answer thee. Thou wilt have a desire to the work of thine hands. For now thou numberest my steps. Dost thou not watch over my sin? My transgression is sealed up in a bag, and thou sewest it up, mine iniquity. And surely the mountains falling cometh to naught, and the rock is removed out of its place. The waters wear the stones. Thou washeth away the things which grow out of the dust of the earth, and thou destroyest the hope of man. Thou prevailest forever against him, and he passes. Thou changest his consonant, and sendeth him away. His sons come to honor, and he knoweth it not, and they are brought low, but he perceiveth it not of them. But his flesh upon him shall have pain, his soul shall within him shall mourn. So Job, he experienced a lot. He was Satan got on him and destroyed his family, all of the stuff that he had, even took the lives of his sons and daughters, and inflicted him with great pain and but he still remained faithful to God. So, you know, man's time on this earth is short, and everybody knows that it's full of trouble. You know, we've got all kinds of bad things going on in our world right now. You know, we've got some bad storms, you know, out in California, it's, you know, everything's burning, and you know, it's just bad things that happen. You know, we got people killing each other in our big cities, and you know, the economy's bad, and you know, it's just everything going wrong right now. And we got to keep our faith going. We got to keep our faith in God that He's going to carry us through. And we've always got something to look forward to. And I heard this the other day, and it's a song, and I think I remember singing it in church or hearing it, but the name of it is "Heaven Will Surely Be Worth It All." And it goes like this. It says, "Often I'm hindered on my way, burden so heavy I almost fall. Then I hear Jesus sweetly say, heaven will surely be worth it all. Many the trials, toils, and tears, many a heartache may here appall, but the dear Lord who truly says, heaven will surely be worth it all. Toiling and pain I will endure, till I shall hear the death angel call. Jesus has promised, and I am sure, heaven will surely be worth it all. Heaven will surely be worth it all, worth all the sorrows that here befall. After this life and all of its strife, heaven will surely be worth it all." You know, we've got to keep this in our mind, that heaven is our goal, to get to heaven. You know, this earth, this time, we're going to be here just a little while. It's just like they said, a shadow going across the ground. You see it and it's gone. And that's the way life is. You know, we go through times and it's hard, and we lose loved ones, and we have, you know, bad things that happen. But it's just a short time. And man, the older I get, the more I realize that it's going fast. And but we got to keep heaven in our mind. We got to keep Jesus as our focus. Jesus must come first. And we've got to put Him before our own self. We've got to put Him before our family. And we've got to put Him before everything else in our life. And we've got to make heaven our goal. So I heard a little story the other day I'd like to share with you. It's about a fellow named John Todd. He was born around 1800. John was about 6 years old, and his mom and dad passed away, and so he didn't have anywhere to live. So one of his aunts was going to take him in, and so this aunt, she sent one of her servants to him, and he didn't know what to think. So this fellow's name was Caesar, and he shows up. He's got a big old horse, and little John, he was 6 years old. He gets on the horse with Caesar, and they take off. And you know, they've got a long journey, and they get going, and they get to a place, and it's getting dark in the woods. You know, they're going into the woods, and this little John sitting on the back of that horse, he's hanging on tight to Caesar. And so they get through the woods, and it's getting dark, and he says, Caesar, he said, will my aunt be waiting on me, or will she be in the bed when I get there? And he said, oh no. He said, she's going to be waiting on you. He said, you'll know it when you see the light in the window when we cross the field. And sure enough, little John, he gets to seeing the light in the window, so he knows that she's waiting on him. And he goes up to the door. She opens the door. He comes in. She gives him a big hug. So they go in, and his aunt's got a big supper cooked for him. Got a big old roaring fire in the fireplace. So he goes in, he eats his supper, and when it comes bedtime, he goes to his own room, and she's prepared it for him, and it's all ready for him. So he gets in, and When it's time to go to bed, she watches him, and she's in there with him. He says his prayers, and he goes to bed, and she stays with him until he goes to sleep. So later in years, John turns about 21, and he's been studying to be a preacher. So John leaves, and he goes out into the world, and he's preaching. So years later, he gets a letter from his aunt, and it says, "Even though I'm a Christian, I'm still afraid of death. I'm afraid what's going to happen." So he writes her a letter back, and he says that all those, he says, don't fear the summons. Don't fear the strange journey. Don't fear the dark messenger of death. God can be trusted to do as much for you as you did for me so many years ago. At the end of the road, you will find love and a welcome awaiting you, and you will be safe in God's care. Jesus said, "I go to prepare a place for you." So this little boy, he was scared. He went on this long journey, and when he got to the end of it, he found the love of his aunt, just the same way that when we get to the end of our journey, we'll go to heaven. We'll find Jesus waiting on us. He'll be there to take care of us. So that's something for us to keep in mind, you know, in all the trials that we go through and all the bad things in life. We'll have Jesus waiting for us at the end of it. Man, what else could you ask for? All of this stuff on this earth is going to be burned up. It's going to pass away. Anything that you've got that you think is so wonderful, it's going to be gone. You can't take it with you. So keep in mind, heaven is our goal. Well, that's the end of my message for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. That's our goal here, is to keep people thinking about heaven and to keep people on the right course, and hoping that we can all get to heaven. And it's like my wife, she seen something on a t-shirt and it says, "Let's make heaven crowded." That's a good thing to do. So thank you for watching. See you next time. God bless.